Welcome back to Sweet Kitchen Skills. Today I will make some beautiful Easter eggs for you. I use red, pink, black and white pavoni cocoa butter. It's pre-mixed, so it's very easy. So here are the molds. They're quite flexible, a little bit too flexible for my taste, and they're going to be difficult to work with, but we will try it anyway. We have this very beautiful diamond egg. That's going to be fun. And then an egg which has the nice and slim design. Very beautiful. Both eggs have a bottom where you can mount the eggs on. So I melted my cocoa butter at about 50 degrees and now I keep it in this chocolate warmer at 45 degrees. For nearly all my designs I use the Iwata Highline Total Control with an 0.5mm nozzle. Watch my video on equipment. Remember to keep the gun between 30 and 40 degrees. The cocoa butter is about 40 degrees and I shake it very well before use. So to make this very beautiful design, I start with the black color. I spray away from me, more black at the top and less black to the bottom. And I do that with every color the same way so the colors fade into each other. That's very important. Between all the layers, let the colors crystallize before you start the next color. I spray both molds totally the same way. So generally when you work with chocolate, especially when you make shells and designs like this, the room temperature should be between 18 and 20 degrees. 22 is also okay, but you need to work fast. If it's warmer, you're gonna have a problem because your cocoa butter will not crystallize. It will start to run and you will have a difficult time. So room temperature between 18 and 20 degrees is perfect. And of course there are 2 half molds for each egg. Remember to spray away from yourself. Remember the cocoa butter will go everywhere. So it's not a good idea to spray at home. If you absolutely must spray at home, use a big plastic bag or a big box where you can spray inside just to somehow keep the cocoa butter there. So when I'm spraying the design, I will explain something about which chocolate to use. For big shells like this, you should use chocolate with 2 drops. And for smaller shells like bonbons, you should use 4 to 5. 5 drops would be best. The chocolate I'm using today is unfortunately 5 drops, so it's going to be very difficult to make the shell. I need to put the chocolate inside 2 times. But for this shell, perfectly at home, use the colored chocolate with 2 drops. I will show it in a moment here. That one would be perfect for this design. I will make a video soon on how to read this, everything which is on these chocolate bags. Can be difficult to understand. But the drops on the calabout description means if you have less drops, your chocolate will be more viscous. If you have more drops, it will be less viscous. So typically use 2 drops for these kind of shapes. If they are big, if they're a little bit smaller, you use 3 drops. For bonbons, you use 4 to 5 drops. Just emptying the rest of the color before I change to pink. Again, remember to reheat your gun every time. It needs to be about 40-degree warm. Otherwise, you have the risk that the cocoa butter will set inside your gun because the air that comes out is cold. So unfortunately I forgot my silicone sheet at home. You should put a silicone sheet underneath your paper towel. Makes everything much easier. Because those molds are already so flexible, they are really difficult to clean, but just make sure that the edges of the eggs are free of any color. So the piece I'm cleaning right now is the foot of the egg. So we place the egg on top of this one. So right now I'm ready with the colors. They are beautiful. I let them crystallize at 16 degrees for 15-20 minutes, take them out at room temperature, and now I put the white color on top. And remember, the white color is there to keep the nice colors when you put dark chocolate inside the shells. Make sure there's color coming out of your gun before I start spraying. That will work. So how about right now? Hit the subscribe button. I will be really happy. As you can see, the cocoa butter is everywhere, so wear a mask, otherwise you have cocoa butter also inside your lungs. I know it's boring, but clean again. Clean again, work clean. Okay, stop now, Marcus. I think they get it. So, the colors have crystallized, and now it's time to fill tempered chocolate inside the molds. And to secure the molds, I put them in a little bowl so they keep straight when I fill in the chocolate. So lucky for me, I work for this company, Orsted. Look the company up on the internet. I work as a food technologist here. So I have tempered chocolate all the time, and that is very nice. The only problem with this chocolate is it's very thin. I just told you, when you make big shells like this, use a chocolate which has 2 drops. This chocolate has like 5 drops. So it's far too thin to what I'm trying to do. But, you know, that's the thing I have, so I will try it anyway. So you will learn how to make chocolate eggs that big size with a very thin chocolate. Important is to fill right to the edge, and because the chocolate is so thin, I need to leave it for a while like this. If you had a thicker chocolate, you could just, empty it very fast. Again here, fill the chocolate right up to the edge and then let it rest for a while. And then we will empty it soon. Give it a little shake to remove air bubbles. This is gonna be the foot of the egg. Let the chocolate crystallize for about 15 to 20 minutes in the fridge at 16 degrees, and then heat a little bit with a blowgun the surface so the next layer of chocolate can connect better. And don't heat too much. And again, if you had the right chocolate with 2 drops, you only had to make 1 layer. So here are the first shells after crystallizing overnight at 16 degrees. Well covered in the refrigerator. Bling bling, so beautiful. Wow, look at the color and look at the shine, even when it's not tempered. Now comes the difficult part, to assemble those eggs. Use something soft where you can put one of the shells inside when you put them together. And be careful not to put any fingers on the surface. That's why I wear gloves all the time, and your hands shouldn't be too warm. So this plate, metal plate, is warm. I just warmed it up with hot water and then start melting. Just melt the surface a little bit and then melt the next half very carefully and just put them on top of each other. Then you use cooling spray and they should stick together. Be careful not to move them too much. This is really difficult. It is nearly impossible to assemble them without having any chocolate edges. A good idea also to put cooling spray on your fingers, because then they will not melt the surface. And don't spray too much on the surface of the egg, because you can get cooling spots. If your room isn't 18 to 20 degrees, definitely put the egg in the fridge for 10-15 minutes. So the egg is going to be mounted on top of this. That means you have to scrape the surface a little bit to make a rough surface, so the chocolate you're going to pipe on there can connect directly with the chocolate underneath. If you don't do that, you can have the risk it can fall off. Important is also to use tempered chocolate, which is very liquid. Now you need to work fast. Melt a little bit the bottom of your egg. Make a straight surface and connect it, stick it directly on top of the chocolate. Make sure your egg is straight, use some cooling spray, and boom, you should be done. And again, both eggs are made exactly the same way. This one is not placed in the center, but the other one will be. Wow, isn't that beautiful? We have one more to go, so if you want to skip that part, just move on to what the eggs look like, but I think it's a good idea just to watch it again if you haven't done that before. So I actually use the egg mold with a fiber cloth inside to secure the eggs. That's the easiest way. Again, both surfaces are melted and just stuck together. A little bit of cooling spray and they should keep in place. Make sure it's straight, otherwise call it modern. Voila! Your egg is done. Well, my egg. So, tell me which one is your favorite. I really like those colors. You can play with the colors, do whatever you want. I hope you had fun. I hope you will be back. Remember to subscribe. Next time I'm gonna use 70-year-old Nestle molds, metal molds, and that's gonna be fun. I hope I see you soon, and please come back. Watch the video all to the end. Don't rush too much. Remember, it's nice to relax. Have a very, very nice day.